Hey folks, Sheilah here from Design Files. If you've ever created a mood board design or like a full room mock-up or a concept board like this one, and some of the images that you found online are just not quite looking right and you want to be able to adjust those images so it looks better for your design, then keep watching because that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do using the style settings tool in the mood board editor. Now, the style settings tool gives you more control over how your product images or any images that you add to your design board are going to look. So here you can see that you have the option to kick up the brightness here, or you could take that down. You have an option for contrast as well. You also have options for saturation. So let's say that this particular stool here, for the option that I'm actually recommending for my client, the version is a little bit more grayed out. So instead of having something like this, I can actually go to the saturation tool and I can just take the saturation down a little bit so I can get this to look more close to the actual version of this stool that I'm recommending for them. Now, you also have a blur tool as well. You'd probably use that more for maybe some sort of like, I'm going to say like background shapes or things like that versus actual products. And you also have a transparency tool here. Now, the transparency tool comes in really, really handy for cases like, let's see here. Let's bring out this empty room image. And we're just going to scale this sucker up for a second. And let's say that I want to add some paint to this back wall or to all the walls here. So I'm going to go into the paint color library. We're going to bring out this paint swatch. I'm just going to line it up and we'll increase the size of this. And you can see that when I'm adding this, it doesn't really look realistic. It's a little too flat looking. So as I make the adjustments here, one of the things that you can always keep in mind whenever you're applying paint to the walls is that if you go into the style settings, you can use the transparency tool here, and let's take that down to 80%. Now, when I do that, what's great about this is that it's going to allow for any of those sunspots or any of the shadows in the corners or the edges of the wall to start to come through. And that's going to give you a more realistic look whenever you're building out your full room mock-ups. So that's where that transparency tool can come in really handy. Now, other things that you can do here, let's click into one of these options and we'll go back into the style settings. You're also going to notice that you have the ability to add drop shadows. So if I turn this toggle on here, it's going to activate the drop shadow. And then I have the option to change up the color for the drop shadow. So if I wanted to have it more, I don't know, a color and make it more like a glow behind the product, then I can do that. Or I can just keep it as that kind of dark gray or black color, so it's a more realistic shadow. Now, from here, I also have the ability to offset where the shadow is going to go. So you can do your horizontal offset, and you can see how that's changing things on my design here. And you also have your vertical offset. So you can get it into the position that you want. You can change up the blur, so you can increase the blur or decrease it. And you also have the ability to punch up the opacity as well. So if you want it a little darker, you can do that too. So there's a variety of different style setting tools here that you can use just to kind of tweak your overall concept boards or your full room mock-ups so that you get things looking exactly the way that you want, essentially. And it also comes in handy if you are dealing with your full room designs like this. Again, let's say that this chair is just a little too dark for what I'm looking for, and I just want to tweak this a little bit, and maybe I'm going to boost up the brightness of it, or I could take it down and make it a little darker. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility to get all of those images that you've added to your designs just right. Now, if you do have any questions about how to use the style settings, then feel free to reach out to us on the live chat. We're always happy to help. Thanks for watching.